feel nervous like I'm auditioning or some shit. I played Hamlet at Cambridge. Oh shit!
The universe being synced. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, so everybody knows you as Playboy James. You know, the smoothest and the coolest. But how would you describe yourself to people who don't know you?
Oh man, I'm a real laid back type of cat, man. Actually, when I got the nickname from Jose the Kid, shout out, I just completely and totally embraced it because he said people's reasoning behind them, calling me Playboy James. People would think that I'm just out here doing this and doing that and scheming and all this other type of shit. But he was like, no, I call you Playboy because you're just so cool and smooth, man. Like, you real respectable, real cool. And it sounds kind of weird, but that's just me. I'm just a laid back type of guy, man. What you see is what you get,
What's up? So, as far as DMST, how did DMST, the podcast and everything, come about for you? What's your story behind DMST?
Man, really, it's crazy. Brainstorm wound up hitting me up, man, on the random, and was just like, look, man, he started chopping it up with me about, what him and Paco, had done. Shout out to Paco, man. And it just kind of just was like, look, man, I think you'd be perfect for this, and we got different, personalities or whatever. He mentioned Paco being a part of it or whatever. And it just came about. I mean, we was just on some to see where we were before to now, like for real, when he first hit me, it was on some like real chill type shit. Like it was like, what's up, man? You want to record, man? We can do this, and that. And it went from, how the saying goes, 0 to 100 real quick. And that's where we at now, man. So, I mean, it just was Brainstorm hitting me up and be like, look, man, I want you to get down with us. And that's what it was.
All right. Now, for you, what's the most exciting thing about doing a podcast, or maybe your most favorite thing about the podcast?
Just being able to be myself, man, and just say what the fuck I want to say, flat out. And that's the beauty of a podcast. You're not censored. You're able to say what you want to say, how you want to say it, when you want to say it, and just being able to express myself, because I'm an individual that hold a lot of stuff in. And to be honest with you, man, part of the time, the podcast, doing the podcast with you guys is like my therapy almost, because I go through a lot, with different stuff, me personally. So it's like therapy for me, man. I get the chance to, it's like killing two birds with one stone, but it's killing a whole lot of birds. You know what I'm saying? Because I get to, discuss my, get out my personal feelings that I got, towards certain things, and just any frustration that I got throughout the week, man. I'm able to get it out here because I'm having a drink with my brothers, and we chilling and we discussing things that matter and that's relevant, and that's the beauty of it for me, man.
All right, so he kind of alluded to it a minute ago with the first question, but tell me about James McDaniel. You know what I'm saying? Like, from East Cleveland.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Tell me a little bit about you, where you come from, the whole lot.
Oh, man. Like you said, man, East Cleveland, Ohio, EC in the building. I come from an environment where you wouldn't expect it to make it or wouldn't expect it to succeed. And that plays a big part in who I am. If I could take one word and describe myself, man, and this is going to sound real crazy, it's misunderstood. A lot of the times people don't see things from my angle or how I feel about different things. And that comes in, and it's intertwined with me growing up in East Cleveland, because, if you really look at EC, and y'all know what I'm saying, we looked at it as different from every other city around surrounding us, so I'm just I'm a misunderstood guy at times. And what I mean by that is my views, different things, how I may feel about different shit, man. It's just, people don't know how big my heart is personally. I got a real big heart, man. But people don't even know how big. And sometimes me making a certain move could come off as me being a certain way, but it's really for real me looking out. So, you know, me as James McDaniel, man, I'm just a caring person, man. I'm just a, you know, natural hustler, go get it type of cat, man. Laid back. But that's just the beauty of EC, man. You know, it made me.
All right, this came. We was doing a podcast a couple weeks ago, maybe like a month ago, and you kind of in passing talked about your love of R&B music. Mm-hmm. How did that come about, man? Like, when did you fall in love with R&B music, man? How did that love affair come about?
You know what? Oh man, that's a good question. Damn, I want to say, actually, it's crazy. It's not off topic, but it's intertwining as far as music. Like my first love for real is jazz, you know. But I think I started loving R&B when I walked in my brother's room on 1716 Strathmore, East Cleveland, Ohio, and he was listening to Mary J. Blige, "My Life," and the song was so dope. The music, the way it was arranged, and everything, and it just kind of took me a certain place, you know. I think that's when I first fell in love with R&B. I mean, music itself, period, is my love, my passion. But that's pretty much when I fell in love with R&B, man. Mary J. Blige, "My Life," man. It was playing, and I was just sitting there like, damn, like this shit dope. And it made me think. The first time I was able to actually think about and had, you know, get as a teenager and thinking about different shit. So around that time, man.
Okay, so now you're also a DJ.
Yes.
Which goes into that love of music. So
Right.
What's your love of DJing? Like what's the best part of that for you right now?
You know what, man? As far as me personally, just seeing the crowd going, man. Just seeing them vibing, you know, or being on that level as far as what you got going on or what you trying, you know. How can I put it? As a DJ, I love painting a picture. It's like you telling a story when you DJing sometimes, you know. And brainstorm, you know this, man. When you got a groove going, you got it going, man. And you in the pocket like a drummer, man. You in the pocket, and DJing, you know, and seeing individuals enjoy what you're doing and having a great time and being like, the best part, real talk, is, hey, I'm gonna need you for another gig because it's about that bread at the end of the day. But at the same time, they love music when it's intertwined with each other. There's no better success, man.
So how did DJing start? Like, how did you?
You know what? Real talk. It's crazy because originally, back when I was like probably 14, 15, my brother-in-law was a DJ. Tell you the truth, you know, learning how to cut hair and music, I first saw him doing it. You know what I mean? But as far as actually getting into DJing, you know, I got to shout out my brother DJ Pooh at Will Entertainment, man. He was the first person to ever for real let me touch the turntables, you know, and he put me on to something, you know, something great, man. And he let me do my thing. You know, it was times he was on gigs, and this is, you know, professional gigs that he doing, and he just like, hey man, fuck it, man, go ahead and do this and do that. This is what it is. It's how you do this. It's how you do that. And I think with already having that that feel for music anyway and different stuff, it kind of flowed with me. So, you know, yeah, you know, DJ Pooh, man, he the first person to ever let me touch the turntables, man. So shout out to him.
All right, well, I want to bring it back towards the podcast for you.
Okay.
What makes good content to you?
You know what? A lot of the time, and some people may not agree with me when I say this, but controversy makes great content to me. You know, and I that's part of it. But I say that because when you have controversy, 9 times out of 10, a lot of people just they want to get involved in the conversation because of their opinion. So, you know, and you know, a lot of the time, man, controversy sells. You know how they say, man. And you know, when you can get a subject or a matter where a lot of people just sit back and be like, no, I feel this way about this. Oh no, I feel this. That's gonna create, you know, a lot of conversation, which in turn, to me, means great content because people are talking about it and want to know, you know, or discuss the subject, you know.
All right. We you know, you brought up East Cleveland and a couple
Right.
of answers. Ask anybody from East Cleveland. I'm gonna ask anybody from East Cleveland this question. What does East Cleveland mean to you, man? You know what I mean? What does it mean to you?
Real life. But as far as personally, man, I've never, and it's gonna sound redundant when I say this or sound typical, because it's a whole bunch of other people in the world that grew up in their city and feel their cities the same way. EC has always been just real to me. Like, you want to talk about all the struggles, every rapper, every entertainer talk about where they came from or whatever the case may be. You can find all of them things mixed up like like gumbo in this motherfucker. That's EC, like for real. And a lot of people, don't understand and notice, but what mainly EC means to me is family. Because a lot of people, we intertwine so tight that it's not even funny, man. Like, everybody knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. And for real, we all got respect and love for each other. It like I said, it helped raise earlier. It helped raise me. It helped me, become the person I am. It helped me appreciate a lot in life, because let's be real, EC was a place that wasn't, looked upon as being rich or prosperous with different things. Not at the time we grew up in. Of course, back in the day when like when our parents was there, it was called Millionaire Row. You know what I mean? From there on down, Euclid. But EC to me, man, is just family, love, great times, childhood memories, and just something that I'll always cherish.
Okay. I just got two more for you, man.
Mm-hmm.
So I get into this one first.
Okay.
We brought this up in other interviews.
Yeah.
I think it's pertinent in the climate. You know what I mean? What does we unfortunately had some situations where somebody life was taken last night. Somebody from East Cleveland. Anyway,
I know you're talking about. Yeah.
But, does Black lives have to matter to us, man? You know what I mean? In order for us to make an impact with this entire movement with social justice.
Absolutely. That's part of the problem. And I'll be real, I don't know if you've been hip to it, but they always call me Mr. I Said It. So I'm going to go ahead and say it. The reality is simply this, man. If you don't value the life, your own life, and the person that looks just like you, and it's going to sound crazy me saying it, but you get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If you don't value that, I don't want to hear you complain about other shit when other people don't value it. Period. Y'all quick, I hate to say it, but we as a community sometimes beef and get into it and kill each other over the dumbest shit, man. Over the things that are not relevant or don't mean anything. Mm-hmm. And the reality is then when this person come do this or do this against us, then it's, oh my God, Black Lives Matter. Nah, man. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, you have to value your own life and value the life of that black man or that black woman or that black child, because how it's getting crazy out here nowadays, y'all going after kids too. So at the end of the day, you absolutely have to value, Black lives in order to move forward and have other people. Hey, look, like my father used to say, man, you got to be cool with yourself before you can help somebody else. You got to be straight before you can help somebody else. We as a community ain't straight.
It's facts, man. Last question, man. You spoke on family.
Yeah.
Spoke on kids. I personally talk a lot about love, but I'm not going to go just love. How has being a father either changed you, or what is it? How do you value fatherhood, and how has it changed you as a man?
You know what, man? We've had different shows that we've done, DMST, and I've spoken, kept it real. I've tried my best. And I ain't gonna say tried my best. I have kept it real about my situations and different things. Like, for real, I wasn't as focused as I was supposed to be early on in my life. It was like I was focused, then I wasn't, then I was focused again. I'm super focused. When I had my babies, my son, who'll be turning 5 in November, my daughter, who will be 3 in September, they changed my life completely, man. I became a whole nother person. What used to matter to me didn't matter no more, man. I can't remember last time I kicked it or did anything outside of us kicking it as a podcast, doing shows and different things, because, I may get a call to say, hey, little mama need this and need that. Well, guess what? There's no more of me being selfish, being like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and spend this $50 on 3 doubles of Hennessy and kicking it with my homies, get some wings and do this. No, little mama need this, which means I'm sitting my ass in the house. It just got me focused, man. You know, and I'm not down in myself previously because I've always been a cat that's always been a go-getter. But when you look at it from a perspective as far as being a father, there ain't no greater love, man. Like, when you really got somebody because of the things I've been through, you mentioned love, because when it came to love with a lot of stuff in my life, it ain't been great for me. So when I finally got some people in my life that really unconditionally love me, it changed my life.